Today's episode is brought to you by Spas and More. For more information, click the link in the description below.
Welcome to my office.
No shit.
This is it. This is my office for today.
This is your office, man.
This is my office, man.
Man, oh man.
Appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, I appreciate being here, dude. I'm trying to dress the part. Not
You're
gonna lie,
a little overdressed, but
is it really? Yeah,
a little bit.
I know. I don't have any jeans that fit me anymore.
Okay.
You know, I gotta get some more jeans. Brandon Behrle, man, I appreciate it, dude. How'd you get going on this? So, plumbing. How do you get into plumbing?
So I actually grew up in this neighborhood. This is where I grew up.
Okay.
A couple blocks over. My dad started a company in 1992 called BK Plumbing. It's gone now, but he started that. Was our roots. This is our neighborhood, office out of the house. So I grew up watching my parents, running the business out of the house, had the office in the house, and I always looked up to that, and I thought, hey, that's what I want to do. I'll work with my hands. I'm always out digging in the yard as a kid. And went to high school. I would tell everyone, hey, this is what I want to do. Counselors would be like, no, you need to go to college. I'm like, no, man, this is what I want to do. So after school, I went to work for my family's company. Yeah, me and my two older brothers as well all worked for my dad. And then, as you get older, you have some kids, want to make a little bit more money.
Yeah.
And it would be tough to split that company up.
Yeah.
My dad owned 50% of that company, and I had two older brothers, and at the end of the day, it made sense to just go out on my own. So I got my master's plumbing license. So it's like almost like being a doctor, takes some time. You have a 5-year apprenticeship. You have to work underneath a journeyman and a master. Then you can take a test, become a journeyman. Now you're allowed to work out on your own. And then you got 5 years of that. So after 10 years, you can take your master's test. And once you get your master's plumbing license, you can pull permits. That's basically when you become a boss.
What do people need to know about plumbing that usually they don't know? Because you think of plumbing, you're like, guys in the kitchen working on something.
I think it's much larger of a trade than you think, of what's under the spectrum of plumbing. Everyone just thinks like, hey, you plunge out toilets and you change toilets out and sinks
or
and
he's under a
faucets.
sink.
And definitely that is part of it. There is
course.
that. I've done it all. And that was kind of the beauty of working for my family company. We did everything. And so I got a little piece of everything throughout those years, and I really got to hone in on what I enjoyed. Like, as you know, you want to go and do something you have passion for.
Of course.
So if I have to go in and do an office every single day, I'd be pretty miserable. It's just not me.
Can't do it either.
Now, do I have to do it? Absolutely. It's part of running a business. But my passion's always been out here with the guys working, and I'm very fortunate at this point. I have 5 employees plus an office staff, and I've been able to get some time out in the field, probably 4 out of 5 days at least.
Really?
So that's been huge. I have a super supportive wife, so she stepped back from her photography business, a very successful one, and
keep you organized.
She's allowing me to, because it's very difficult to be home on time. Like, see, here's the thing is, people always do like, oh, you work, like a 9 to 5. The problem is, I don't have a 9 to 5.
No.
I don't know. I can't tell the customer, hey, it's time to clock out, buddy.
No.
Your sewer, we'll get to it tomorrow.
Pee in the pot.
Yeah, it really is, and I would never want to do that to a customer. So I've always been big on, pushing, getting it done. And there's times we've had to bail out. It gets too late, too dark. But in general, but in general, it's hard. And so my wife has been very awesome through all the years. We've been married 18 years now. So we got married very young. We have 5 kids.
So, doggy.
So yeah, and now she has a clothing boutique. So we're both entrepreneurs and busy as hell. Yeah,
that's real cool.
But yeah, so working for my dad, and then progressed to
and your
owning a
brothers do the
business.
same thing too?
Yeah, so my two older brothers.
Blood, dude.
So when we split that company up, my dad was looking forward to retirement. He was like that point. He's like, I'm not really quite ready. I want a few more years. So he ended up actually opening up Behrle Plumbing as a small little company. It was just give me him and actually Charlie. He brought one of the at the time apprentices with him, and he took that, and I actually started STL Pipeworks and my brother Aquavite Plumbing. And we each kind of specialize in different things. And so we split that company up into 3. And, eventually it got to the point my dad was like, hey, I'm really ready to retire. And me and my business partner, I said, my vision of what I want to do is a little bit different. And so we, parted ways. Great. We still send work to each other. So it worked out.
See, that's it.
All the time. And so actually my brother's office, they're going to need some pipelining done, which we're going to get into that. But they don't do that. That's what I'm saying about the variety of work that plumbing does. It's huge.
When you pull up to a job site and you hear what you have to do, like, what's something in the plumbing business that you're like, oh boy, this is going to be a long day? What needs to happen at a house? Not a corporate.
I will say this: the worst thing I've ever heard was at was a rental property, and I'm gonna say the person that owned the rental property was not being a very good landlord.
Okay.
And I get there, and it's a sewer problem, and I'm starting to dig, and goes, "Hey, would you like me to pump out my basement before you get to the pipe?" That is a scary, like that scared me, because I'm like, "What do you mean you have water in your basement?" I walked down, they had 2 foot of sewage. Yeah.
So you had to pull the boots up, baby.
No. I said, "No, don't worry about it. We'll do it out here." So we ended up making a mess, but I knew it was gonna be a rough day, just because you're popping through the pipe, it shoots up like an oil field.
And listen, this is happening to everybody too, where maybe you're on a vacation, you're doing something, you walk downstairs. Hell, it could be the night you sleep, for 8 hours, you get up and you walk downstairs and there's a foot of water or whatever. It's a horrible feeling.
It can never happen like at the worst time. It's like
exactly. You have something to do that night, you're going on vacation, you're doing this, and that happens.
It's the Friday before flying out or whatever. Yeah, it's always a problem. Good.
So okay, what do we got going today? What are you gonna have me doing? And I see that you guys cleared out a bunch of stuff here.
Yeah.
What's their problem what's the issue they have?
So this house is older, so they've got cast iron under the floor.
Yeah.
And then as it comes outside, it switches a 6-inch clay pipe. And this clay pipe, it's very common for the joints to shift and stuff because of roots intrusion and all that. And something is stopping it up, and it looks like it might be collapsed. So our goal here is, normally we would try to do like a less invasive thing. But this particular job is part of a program. They have a sewer lateral program here, which is super important. These repairs can range from $2,000 to $20,000.
Yeah.
And so that's a huge hit on the community, obviously. So you don't want people not to do it. So Creve Core's good. There's a lot of other ones that have it, and so they pay for this repair. It has to meet some things, guidelines.
Yeah.
And so part of that is I have to install a clean out. So I got a T down there we're gonna install. It's an access point outside of the home.
Okay.
So that's part of the requirement. So we have to dig this no matter what. So even if there was an option not to, not on this.
No, you gotta do what you gotta do. And these pipes are getting old, and just like my old
100%.
subdivision, Eureka too.
Yeah.
So they're bound to happen. So that's a cool thing that they do here.
It's awesome. It's very good.
Help everybody out.
It's really important. I mean, there's some municipalities that do not have that, and you see over time how much of a strain it puts on the infrastructure. People really start struggling with that. They have backups more and more often, and they don't have the money to even do it. So it's nice that they have it.
Again, it comes at the worst
huge
time.
It does.
Always.
So yeah, we're gonna do some digging, and then we're gonna do some pipelining.
Cool, man.
So you're gonna see some of that. It's
Let's
really
get
cool.
going. Check it out. Camversations. Let's go, baby.
This episode of Camversations is brought to you by Spas and More, located at 12957 Gravois Road in Sunset Hills. See the area's largest display of master spas, hot tubs, and swim spas, including the legendary Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spa, all made in the USA. Call 314-843-7727 or go to www.spasandmorestl.com. Use code PUNCHLINE to receive a free cover lift assist valued at $350 with your purchase.
Whoa. Alrighty.
All right, so first thing we're gonna wanna do is take this down to your safety bar. Once this is down, all the controls will be functional.
Okay.
All right, so this one's gonna drag it back to you. And this one brings the arm up and down. So what I want you to do is pull this one to the left and also pull it to you.
Okay.
And if you hold that all the way to the left, it'll scoop it up.
Oh yeah.
There you go. And then if you use this one here, it's idle it down over there. There's a lever. That right there.
Throw it down?
Yeah, to the left. Go the other way. All right, now if you pull this up, it'll pull that boom up. And I'm gonna back up, and you can turn with that one as well, so that'll turn the body. There you go.
Hold on.
You'll figure it out. There you go.
All right.
There it is.
Take that and like it. I'm not fancy. Hell yeah.
Hey man, good work.
That was pretty good. Yep. Pull up.
Yeah, so now if you bump into any controls, nothing will move.
There we go. Okay, cool. That wouldn't. I could get used to that.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of fun actually.
There's a lot of hard shit you got to do, but I would be on this thing.
That'd be the go-to.
But that's what the big boys do.
Well, I think this is the dream of everybody that's holding a shovel.
Right.
They like one day I'm gonna be in there with the AC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's get working on that liner.
Let's do it, baby.
Yeah. So this actually you'll put the robot portion on it, and so if we line a pipe, let's say you line a pipe and there's a branch line, we have to cut that back open. So this thing crawls in there. You can rotate it, cut it out.
Okay.
So yeah,
cool.
It's a really expensive video game.
That makes you money.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
And it helps people too. By the way.
It does. So yeah, I mean the big advantage of all this, the whole reason why I got into this is because it is so much damage is created by tearing up driveways, slab homes. We got a lot of slab homes here.
Yeah.
I mean, most people think that Missouri everyone has basements.
No.
Which it is common here, but there's a whole bunch of homes in this area actually that have no basements.
Yeah.
So rather than gut an entire house to fix this old infrastructure on your home, we're gonna go in there. We're gonna descale it, make it round again, hydro flush it out, and we're gonna insert a curable material in there.
Yeah.
And it's gonna line that pipe.
It just it just inflates in there.
Yeah,
or something?
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So you're gonna actually shoot this liner today.
Cool.
You're gonna see it.
Let's go.
Yeah. And here is where we build the liner. So we got a bunch of different materials for depending on what we're doing. So today we're just gonna be shooting a scrum liner. This is provided by Hammerhead Trench. So they're a fantastic manufacturer that they send us some great products and great resin and stuff. So
just blows up.
Yeah, so we're gonna invert it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the resin inside it.
Okay.
We're gonna run it through this machine here. We're gonna dial in what size based on the type of liner, and it's gonna put the correct amount of resin per foot.
Okay.
So if you're short, it's not gonna be as strong as you want. So you wanna make sure you're putting the right amount of resin in your liners. So
right on, babe.
Put this in there, we're gonna wrap it up. You know, hold that tight.
Gotcha.
Then we're gonna let this tall guy dump it in there. Yeah, each liner's got its own purpose. Like this is a scrum liner, so it's like your reinforced liner. So if you got like giant voids in the pipe, you want to use this. It's gonna want to stay that shape, won't expand out. Then we've got liners that change sizes, like a 4x6 liner. So I can install a liner through a stack in the basement and line all the way out to the main. Damn. One shot, no excavating.
Spans from 4 inches.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Oh, wow.
Really
yeah.
So why don't too many people do this again?
So it's, in my opinion, it's high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
So when it goes good, it's great, but you just can't go all willy-nilly about it. You really gotta. It's a science, not an exact science. So you base your measurements and stretch factor, because liner can stretch, it can shrink back. There's other things that can happen. You go through a turn, it'll eat up some more liner. So it just, I think that's probably a lot of it, and the cost to get it.
Yeah.
Like I probably, between everything, I probably about $500,000.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's, you either have to be stupid or got big balls.
Yeah.
I haven't figured out what I got.
Well, you're risky. You're a businessman.
But yeah, it's just one of those things
risk.
you got to take the risk, and you know, it's not for everyone. I mean, there's companies that I know that all they do is small patchwork, and I really push on doing a continuous liner. Don't have a bunch of small patches. Let's take care of it so we're done with it. You know, not coming back in 5 years later. And so the beauty of this system is now, not only did we get to take our time doing this, we can have a conversation, not rush around. All this resin that I didn't use, I could put it right back in the bucket. We can use it on the next one.
Oh, cool.
So there's no waste. So that's a huge money savings.
Yeah.
For
dude,
on my end at
up.
least,
Yeah.
you know, because this resin is extremely expensive. I have a tote of resin. It's about $30,000 a tote.
Oh god.
And I think we're going to be ordering our 4th one for the year. You know, so it's just anywhere we can save, we also can put that money and save to the customer, be more competitive.
Of course.
So it's switching to the system was definitely pivotal.
How did you get into hockey?
My dad took me, because I'm a first generation hockey player in my family, and my dad, lived way out in the Window Woods, and he bought me rollerblades and took me to the Blues game, and I was
hooked
in the glass, and I saw Twister beat up somebody, I saw Hawley score a goal, I saw this, and I'm like, I'm obsessed with this. He took me to Busch Stadium to see the Cardinals. I'm just like walking around. I was obsessed with hockey, so I just played in the basement, And I just started making teams, man. Boom, boom, boom. So I was the first one ever to be born and raised here to play in the NHL and play for the Blues.
That's awesome.
So, and then they had the team since '67. So it's kind of weird that there should have been probably another kid to do it before me. But,
Yeah, you would think.
you know. But now there's kids out the wazoo, so it's all good. I thought I was going to make the NHL literally when I was 12 years old. I had in the back of my head, you are going to make it.
That's huge, though. Having
I don't
the
know
visions,
why.
having that vision, that drive, yeah, it's huge.
Now, it wasn't unrealistic because I was doing really good. But if I was lazy and stuff like that, and I kept thinking that way, it's a problem. But I wasn't. So I was obsessed.
All right, let's get this inversion drum in here. All right, you're going to be on lube duty. Get over here.
Cool. Loop duty?
Lube duty.
Sounds like something.
I don't know. Lube duty.
Lube.
Oh, all right.
One thing you'll notice about plumbing is all the terms sound sexual.
Yeah.
Like the thing inside a toilet's a ball cock.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is.
A hose faucet outside is a sill cock. A hole cover is a cock hole cover.
Oh, my God.
So we just continued the tradition. This is called a dong. It's a dong.
I wish it looked like my dong.
Wow. No more, getting close. Stop. Perfect. So this will eventually be the inside of the pipe. So when you pull it through here, the air is going to push it and invert it.
Even
we
like
have,
through this.
yeah. If you want. Here you go. Hold up there.
It's a heavy son of a gun.
God damn.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
That's good.
Good.
All right.
You probably don't have time to listen to podcasts.
I used to a lot.
Yeah.
On the tractor you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm
A lot of people do all kinds of this work that listen from all over, man.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And they
Yeah.
just message me left and right. They're hanging up 70 feet in the air. They're doing this.
That's
or
awesome.
Driving their truck. I love it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Probably won't go for it, but those guys on helicopters that fix the electric lines,
Yeah.
Behrle, have you seen those?
That stuff's
There's one
crazy.
in my backyard the other day.
Woo! They make good money.
Yeah. Or the guys that climb to the top of the tower to change the light. 20 G's every 4 months.
It's insane.
I ain't doing that.
You forgot a screwdriver, man. You're done.
You forgot the light?
I'm so bad with heights now. I'm watching a video
I
of
get
somebody
vertigo.
else, my feet tingle.
Me too. Good. I'm glad that you're like that too. No
But
offense.
I was never like that.
I thought I was the only fucking weirdo. I mean, even God, it fucks me up sometimes.
I
Then
remember
it goes away, then it goes back.
we were in Colorado and we were driving. My wife and I, we were there for shooting a wedding, doing photography, and we drive. Was it is Estes Park the one here? Or is it the one in Colorado? I think Estes Park's in Colorado. And going up those switchbacks.
Oh,
Oh man, my feet were tingling. My wife's feet were. We were like, I don't know if we can make it.
I know, dude. I get weird.
We're taking it. Is that a 12-foot piece? All right, now we're gonna push our light head into the end, let it cure its way back. So in about 5 minutes, that light head's gonna be coming up that vertical stack. It's gonna be bright as can be, almost like a welder.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just gotta be careful with your eyes, not to look directly at it. Let's have you sign our wall.
Hell yeah.